My name is Corey Shoemate, and I've had the wonderful opportunity of being an intern here at Morning Star this summer as I came back from school in Chicago and working under Jared and putting together some summer activities for Riot. And I also got the opportunity to be a small group leader for a camp. I wasn't planning on it until a few days before, and to be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to it. It was short notice and I didn't know any of the guys, and I had a little bit of low expectations, to be honest. And so when I entered into the camp atmosphere, things immediately changed. I could tell that God totally took a hold of my heart and wasn't really worried about what I wanted to do, but he was more worried about his plans. And so it was so cool to see God work in our small groups. It was a group of guys, 11 guys that I had very little experience getting to know in the past, and God brought us together and we found common ground, and we had an incredible small group right off the bat the first night. We just got really honest, and it led to some really cool discussions, some awesome questions, and I had 2 guys in my small group commit their lives to Christ, and there's no better spiritual medicine for me than to see people just start walking after the Lord. And then we had another guy who'd been in some trouble with drugs and walking down the wrong road, had committed his life to Christ a while ago, but made a recommitment at camp, and so that was just really awesome to see. And we had another guy from Canada who had a little bit of trouble making friends back where he's from, and had been dealing with bullying and those kinds of things, and he felt what it was like to be in a Christian community and really feel God's actions in people's lives and what his influence is like. And so it's been really neat to see just God take a hold of people's hearts when they're not ready for it, and really mold them into the people that he's wanted them to be. And I know that's true for the guys in my small group, and definitely true for my experience at camp, which I wasn't exactly expecting this summer. So I'm so glad God did what he wanted to do. I'm so glad I got the opportunity, and I know my life has changed, and I can only hope that these guys' lives are changed forever.
I just had some things that I just were struggling with, and God just kind of showed me that I need to give those things up to him, and that everything happens for a reason. I decided to rededicate my life to God just because I was struggling, and it just kind of made me think about what I need to do and just the things I was doing wrong. And now I just know that God is the only way.
The best part of camp was praying and learning to know to read the Bible. God stopped all my bad addictions that were sinful and changed my life in good ways. I decided to be clean for life, and I just decided that I needed to be a respectful kid, and I didn't want to be that evil thing anymore.
When I was at camp, I learned that I need to start reading my Bible more and get more involved with everything that's inside of that Bible and start following its rules more and living it out to the fullest instead of just, like we talked about, being lukewarm, to get more opportunities to be able to spread the word. Camp is powerful for high school students because everybody's able to get together at one time, and we are all able to hear other people's stories and how other people are struggling, so we don't think that we're the only ones who are struggling. And it just makes everybody feel like that we can be closer together and just work harder to just be stronger in life.
I was praying in a little group with my friends, and we were just praying for a lot of our friends that had fallen away from God and stopped coming to church and stuff. And so I was just really praying, and I had been praying for a long time that they would get back on track, but they wouldn't really come to church, and so I didn't really know how that was gonna work. At camp, one of them decided to give his life back to God, and so that was a big thing. And also just seeing the different ways that God answered just about all my prayers, it was really amazing, and it just helped me remember to trust him and to remember that even if things don't always go the exact way you planned, God has a better plan for them, and it works out all in his way.
At camp, it really helped me a lot to grow in my fellowship with other people. Before camp, it's always been hard for me to really grow in my relationships with other Christians because I've been surrounded my whole life by non-Christians, and going to public school is just really hard. And so to be at camp this last week, it just really helped me to expand my friendships with other Christians and grow deeper in them. And so that's one thing that God just really opened up my heart to, and I was just really thankful for that.
At camp, we had the last night, and it was to say what our biggest sin was, and kind of confess it to everybody. And my biggest sin was not respecting my parents and not really like loving on them like God wanted me to love on them. The thing that I said that I wanted to do when I got home was to respect them and to get closer to them and look at the things that they were doing good instead of the things that they were doing bad. The second I got into town, my dad texted me, and I haven't really been that close to my dad in a really long time, and he texted me, he's like, happy birthday, my beautiful princess, and all this stuff, and I was like, wow, God's really working, and he's answering my prayers. The second I got home to my mom's house, she was just showering me in love and telling me how much she loved me, and like, since we've got back from camp, it's just been this continual thing with my mom that she's really working on trying not to argue with me and trying to respect me, and I'm doing the same towards her. And she came to church with me to Saturday night service the weekend after we got back from camp, and she just went and bought a women's devotional Bible, and it's really apparent like how God's working in her life just like through me. It's awesome to see that when I ask for God's help and when I ask for his forgiveness and to help me to respect my parents, he actually does it, and he's helping me, and he's helping my mom through this whole thing. So it's awesome, and it's bringing her back to Christ.
One of the main reasons why I went to camp was, besides the obvious, spend time with friends, whitewater rafting, woohoo, was to really open up my heart and to listen more to God, to give my all to him, just slow down and listen to what his plans were for me and not just my own. And in doing so, one thing that I really felt like he was putting on my heart the entire week, and especially after I got back, was to, I come from a divorced family, and I harbor a lot of bitterness and resentment towards my dad for a lot of the things that have happened in the past. And I really realized that that bitterness was keeping me from really truly knowing God and hurting my relationship with my dad. And so I opened up my heart and I gave my all during camp, and ever since I got back, it's been so much easier to talk to my dad. I've forgiven him for so much, and I just have a better relationship with him and with God now, and I'm so grateful for that.